That glow up. Not the aesthetic kind, not the one you caption and post, but the one that hits different in the middle of the night, when it's just you and your thoughts, and suddenly everything you thought you knew about yourself feels outdated. You are not the same person you were last season. You are not even who you were a few weeks ago. And okay, yes, that's low-key, terrifying. But it's also the most real thing you've ever felt. And you're starting to clock it. The way people interact with you now has this little pause in it. This moment before they respond. Like they're recalibrating. It's a lot. But underneath all that confusion, it's recognition. They're looking at you like you're something they've genuinely never come across before. I know that might make you want to deflect, or brush it off, or shrink back. But stay in this moment with me, because this has nothing to do with your ego. This is operating on a completely different frequency. There are people from your past, and I mean fully past tense, who are currently having a whole internal crisis because of you. I'm talking about the ones who counted you out, the ones who boxed you in with a label. Maybe they said you were too much, or too sensitive, or just not the type. Maybe they low-key patronized you and treated you like a background character in a story that was always supposed to be yours. They had a whole narrative built around you, a fixed, outdated mental image of someone they assumed would always stay in a certain lane, someone easy to overlook, someone who, in their honest opinion, wasn't bringing anything the world would ever take seriously. And now they're being forced to completely delete that file. The update is happening whether they want it or not. They're running into your name, your energy, your presence, and it literally does not compute with the old version they stored. It's short-circuiting their whole perception. They cannot reconcile the person they dismissed with who you are clearly becoming right now. Let yourself feel that for a second. That's not a revenge-era thing. That's not pettiness. That is facts. You're not just leveling up within the same game anymore. You are in a completely different game entirely. Then there's a whole other group. People with zero history to rewrite. These are the fresh ones, the new witnesses, and they are genuinely mind-blown. They're looking at you like you might be built different. Not in a weird way, but energetically. They sense something about you that they can't quite put into words. Your energy is unfamiliar to them, but it hits in the best way possible. They feel safe around you and inspired at the same time. They feel seen by you, and also weirdly motivated. They are recognizing something in you that you've honestly been too scared to fully claim for yourself. Something real, something rare. You have a mission here. I know that can feel like a heavy sentence to sit with. It might sound like pressure you didn't sign up for, but it's not a burden. It's more like a pull, like a magnetic current that's been running through you this whole time. People can feel that you're here to do something that actually matters, even if you don't have the full roadmap yet. Even if you're still figuring out a lot of it in real time. You don't have to be perfectly put together to make an impact. That's honestly a lie we've all been sold. The people who actually move things are never the polished ones. They're the ones who are real. So let's actually talk about how you ended up here. Because this wasn't some soft self-care arc. You didn't just pick up a new morning routine and suddenly hit different. No. Whatever went down over the last few months, and I mean the real stuff, the stuff you didn't share anywhere, the dark nights, the quiet battles nobody saw, that didn't just change you. It literally rewrote your code. It's like you went through two massive transformations back to back. A double shift with zero buffer in between. And that older version of you, the one from the past 4, 5, maybe 8 years, the one who was grinding and trying to manifest the vision, to heal the thing, to push through the ceiling. That version didn't fumble for you. That version held it down for you. That version carried this foggy, persistent knowing of where they were supposed to end up, but couldn't seem to break through to it. It felt like pressing your hand against the glass, staring at the life you knew was meant for you, while something invisible kept blocking you, a quiet, low-key pressure you couldn't shake, like being stuck at a certain level with no clear way to the next one. But you, the version of you, right here, right now, reading or listening to this, you are the one who finally shattered that glass ceiling, not around it, straight through it. We have been waiting on this version to show up, not a perfect version, not one who has all the answers locked in, but the version who can actually hold it down through the hard parts. The version who doesn't fold. And here's where it gets genuinely different. There's a concept I want to introduce, and I'll get into it properly in a second. But first, I need to set some context. Because the ability to call in the person, the place, the success, the bag, the full expression of your gifts, all of that is the output. That's the visible result people see. What's actually running underneath is that you are here to help heal the world through your own healing. Through you finding your power, owning the fact that you are the one co-creating your reality. That is the actual work. And look, you've been doing the homework for years. You know the framework. You've watched the content. You understand the neuroscience, the mindset mechanics, the manifestation principles on an intellectual level. You've been consuming and learning and getting ready. But there was this block, this thick wall between your head and your heart. That wall is gone now. And what stepped out from where it used to stand is what I'd call the light warrior frequency. Let me break that down, because it is not about being loud or aggressive. It's not about armor or performing strength. It's about capacity. This version of you isn't chasing good vibes 24/7. That's a fantasy being sold by people who haven't made peace with their own shadow. The light warrior is the version who can move through anxiety without letting it run the show. Who can feel a wave of resistance show up and not immediately spiral. Who can take rejection and actually let themselves process it all the way through, instead of stuffing it. Here's how you build real magnetic energy. The kind that can hold space for a massive vision. You build it by actually feeling. By letting the things you've been suppressing for years, maybe decades, finally move through your system. The grief, the anger, the deep feeling of being invisible. That persistent ache of watching everyone else move forward while you felt frozen. And I want to be honest here, because maybe you're in the thick of it right now. Maybe there's a tightness in your chest, a heaviness sitting in your throat or your heart. It doesn't feel a high vibe. It doesn't feel like you're thriving. It just feels like a lot. The old version of you would have gone full panic mode at that feeling. They'd be like, wait, I feel heavy. That means it's not working, it's falling apart. This is a sign. But the warrior version, the warrior says, I feel this. It's heavy, and it hurts, and it is supposed to right now, because I am moving it out. This is the detox. This is the birth. And I genuinely mean that. There's a version of you being born in real time, and that process is not a vibe. Your nervous system is activated. Everything is lit up. And here's the thing nobody really talks about openly. Our first encounter with reality is traumatic. Coming into this world is a shock to the system. So why would stepping into a completely new version of yourself be any smoother? You have to warrior through it. That's your built-in resilience. That's the part of you that rises up and says, I'm not leaving the life I came here for on the table. I'm not spending another minute being my own worst critic. I would rather sit in the discomfort of evolving than the numbness of staying exactly where I am. Now, remember when I said it gets different? Here's what's actually unfolding. We tend to think of growth as a kind of leaving, like you have to cancel the old version of yourself to make room for the new one. But that framing is built on separation, and separation is genuinely the biggest illusion going. The real truth is integration. It's oneness. You're not abandoning parts of yourself in the past. You're collapsing time and pulling every version of yourself forward with you. Your 5-year-old self who was wildly creative with zero filter. Your 22-year-old self who had a whole different kind of nerve. The version of you who was magnetic in a room or who loved people with their whole chest. None of them are gone. They are right here, watching this version of you finally step up. And they are thinking, finally, our main character showed up. They are not judging the journey. They are depending on you to bring them into this next chapter. No more cutting off pieces of yourself and leaving them behind. That's what we were doing before, and it was quietly doing damage. Have you been yawning deeply out of nowhere? I know that's a curveball, but stay with me. When you're in this release phase, sometimes you'll find yourself yawning in long, uncontrollable waves for like 15 minutes straight. That's your body doing a full system reboot. It's releasing years of dense, stagnant energy that no longer matches who you're becoming. Your frequency is literally rewiring itself in real time to match this next level. And it's not always aesthetic. It's often exhausting, but it's proof of movement. It means something is genuinely shifting. There's one more layer I need to add, and it honestly reframes everything. I'm almost there, but the context matters. This is not about suffering for the sake of it. It's not hustle culture wrapped up in spiritual language. This is about the warrior archetype and why it's specifically relevant right now. In the arc of real growth, you have to become the warrior before you can actually sit in the throne of your own life. And a true warrior does not operate from a victim mindset, ever. You can have 15 things pressing down on you at the same time, and still, the warrior holds their ground. They carry what I'd call the sword of accountability. The warrior says, I take full ownership of the patterns and behaviors that have been keeping the old chapter alive. And it goes beyond vibes and intentions. It demands specifics. It's not enough to say I want to heal or I want to love myself more and leave it at that. You have to get clear on who this new version actually is in practice. What do they do when they first wake up? What moves are they making on their own potential over the next 6 months? What risks are they actually taking? Not just how do they feel, but what does their day-to-day actually look like now? You have to phase out the behaviors the old version leaned on to feel safe. And you have to start showing up with the behaviors the warrior takes on. Not because you've fully arrived yet, but because you, genuinely and completely, are worth that level of investment right now. And that's exactly what I've been building toward. The one realization that shifts the whole frame. This is not a punishment. This is not the universe stress testing you to see how much you can take before you break. That pressure you're feeling, it's not a stop sign, it's a portal. You are moving, like that perfect metaphor, from one shell into a larger one. You outgrew the container that kept you safe for a while. Your awareness expanded so far beyond it that you had to crack it open, leave it behind, and grow into something bigger. And once you've settled in, you'll do it again. Because that is literally what you are. That's your nature, your expansive, undeniable, fully uncontainable nature. You're in the next era now, the third act. And you can feel it right now. Maybe a flutter in your stomach, maybe a slight tension in how you're breathing. Just let it be there. Don't try to force it into something that feels better. Just observe it. You are not broken. You are in the process. The heat isn't here to destroy you. It's here to refine you. The promise you made to yourself wasn't about playing it safe. It was about being fully alive. Here's what you need to lock in. The reason people are genuinely stopped in their tracks by you isn't because your life suddenly looks perfect on paper. It's because you stopped performing. You are a living, breathing example of what it looks like when someone decides to stop running from their own transformation. You are here to find your power. And in the process of finding it, you give everyone around you full permission to find theirs too. You'll pass it on in the way that's completely and uniquely yours, through your art, your business, your parenting, how you show up in a conversation, or just the energy you carry into literally any space. You will help shift people because you committed to shifting yourself first. There's a gravitational pull to you now, something real. And honestly, I don't know about you, but I am done sitting back, watching the world stay divided and stuck. We are here for the wholeness of humanity, for equity across every background, every belief system, every culture, for actually taking care of this planet and everything living on it. The time is now, and we need you in it, not casually. We genuinely, specifically need you. Not the edited down version of you, not the one who stays small until the timing feels perfect. We need the light warrior. The one who feels the fear and moves anyway. The one who holds uncertainty in one hand and deep knowing in the other and still shows up. You are literally the one. You are the exact version that is going to make this real. So step up. Own how powerful you actually are. Not tomorrow, not once you feel more ready, but right now, in the middle of the mess and the magic and the pressure and the exhaustion and the yawning and the ache and the hope that somehow keeps showing up anyway. Build the life the old version of you wouldn't have even let themselves imagine. Do all of it, and watch the world try to keep up. Love,